Wake up, everybody. Wake up. Let's see who's on the live right now. About to see who's up this late. Let's see. Let's see. Testing, 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 testing. One, two, three. We're going to see who comes up in here just for the fun of it. Late night chat, just for the fun of it. Look, look. Hey, Big Dice, what's up, family? Hey, you know what? I said, let me log on. Big Dice Chronicles. I said, let me log on and see who's up in here. And there's damage because I said, you know what? Let me do something different. I'm going to log on just to see who's up in here and hang out. 94 Bibbles. What's going on, 94 Bibbles? Yo, man, listen, you guys. I said, let me try something different. Let me log in and let's see who pops up. Let me do something different. Time, what's up, brother Tom? What are you doing up? This is pretty interesting. I said, let me try. I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to go on and see who pops up. I said, let me just go on and see who pops up. What are you guys doing, man? What's everybody doing? These are my people that are up at this time, right? Time said, I'm going to work in another. Oh, are you, brother Time? Oh, dang. So you just got up for work. The big guy said, I'm from Brooklyn. This is when I pray. Oh, man, right on, family. I hear you. I usually pray at this time before I go to sleep. The Chuck Taylor, what's up, family? Man, it's good to see some of my people that I don't see in the daytime. Bridget, what movie are you watching, Bridget? Bridget says she's watching a movie. What movie are you watching, Bridget? Name that movie, Bridget. We got Mystique in here, Cambodian Mystique's in here. One of my moderators in here, too. Okay, everybody hanging out. All right, okay. We might have a little something with this late night chat, y'all. Hold on. Bridget said, hey, Marsha, oh, my favorite. What do you guys think about this Nas X thing, man? You see how they build these artists up. Damaged Kisses said, contemplating life decisions. I know that's right, Damaged Kisses. This is usually the time we do that, right? And sometimes even more. But this is the time of settle and peace. And so those are the times that we're able to really think about it. Oh, 94 Bibbles I'm watching. Ooh, my favorite too. 70s movie, Abby. Okay, send the link to that movie, can you? The Big Dice Chronicles says, sad how they are doing. But you see, listen, the Big Dice Chronicles, did Nas X not set himself up for this? Did you see all those performances, those ritual performances and stuff that kind of he had done? Did you really see the symbolic ritualisms in some of his shows and the outfits they were wearing? The last 2 or 3 years, it's like whatever he felt like he had to do, it seems like it's something that he didn't do that he's supposed to do. And now here's the price to pay. That defamation ritual of how he's kind of being defamed and the way he's made to look. When was the last person you saw running down the street like that? Think about it, Big Dice. Time said this is the best time to listen to Frankie. I know that's right. Listen, I was just listening to a Frankie Beverly song tonight, but somebody had remixed it. So it's funny you're saying Frankie Beverly and Maze, Happy Feeling, and my pops. Oh, man, that song, bro, that song takes me to summertime, somewhere on a beach, somewhere beautiful, blue oceans. See, the Big Dice Chronicles, you agree with me. You said public humiliation, it's a ritual. He upset, that's exactly what I said. He upset someone, so now you need to run down the street the way you need to run down the street, the way we told you to, and then a few other things are gonna happen. And we're gonna see if we're gonna put you back in the driver's seat again. Bridget, what did you say? I feel like they're like, okay, we're gonna put you back in the driver's seat when we feel like we ready. I mean, because that's just crazy. Think about it. That was just out of the blue. That's just out of the blue. He just freaked out. You feel what I'm saying? He just freaked out. Weird stuff started happening. Damage Kisses said, you know what, Damage Kisses, that's exactly what I said too. And Big Dice Chronicles just said the same thing. It seems, because he went in hard with his career. He went in hard and he wanted success bad. And he's a youngster. So, you know, can you imagine what he agreed to? I sent the link. This is, Olivera, you sent the link? Oh, did you send it to my email? Or did you send it here? I feel very bad for little Nas X. The Big Dice Chronicles said, just like they are doing to Tiffany. Yes, think about it. Same thing with Tiffany. She went in hard. You know, there's a lot of, Cat Williams said, listen, she ain't never had no major comedy special. He said, just out of the blue, she blew up. Cat Williams called it. He always calls it. Bridget said, Lil Nas X mom is on drugs and homeless. She is a frequent on Atlanta street interview. Her name is to me. Isn't that sad? Why don't he go and try to save his mom? You feel what I'm saying? Oh, you sent it in the chat? Okay, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see if I can find it. Did you say the name of Abby? Oh, it's called Abby. You're talking about that one. Okay, I'm going to screenshot that. Why won't he? Yeah, Cat always speaks the truth. I'm real tight with, I know Cat, but I'm real tight with his cousin. Damage Kisses. Oh, he tried to save his mom for real? And she just didn't want to be saved? Lil Nas' mom just didn't, some people that's been on the street, they don't want better. They just want to stay right where they're at, which is strange. But when the drug calls, they follow. The Big Dice said they even had the footage of her with Arian Spears. I think these people forget who created them. And they will quickly remind them. And yes, that's the reason why. Bridget says she likes to take drugs. Well, I have some family members like that, so I understand that. Damn, man. That's the reason why I turned down a lot of deals. What's up, Leanne? Leanne, what are you doing up this late? I said to myself, Leanne, let me go on late night. Let's do a late night chat. I said, you know what? I've never done a late night chat. Let me just see who's going to pop up in the chat room. Lo and behold, time is here. The Big Dice Chronicles, and some people I haven't seen in a while. Like, who else is here that I haven't spoken, who hasn't been on the live in a minute? Well, Shazamae's always on the live. But somebody else. Paul. What's up, Paul? Hey, Paul, what's going on, family from Germany? Paul's here, you guys, because Paul, it's daytime there, right? Inquisitive is here. I can't believe how many of you guys are up. This is pretty damn amazing. This is cool, man. Some of my regulars. 94 Bibbles haven't been on here in a while, so it's good to see. Or are you new? 94, are you my regular subscriber? It's morning for you, right? Shazamae's headed to work. I feel sorry for this kid, you guys. Nas X, Inquisitive, thank you for jumping up in here. Cassie Jones. Cassie said, she said he tried to save her 2 times on our interview. Wow. You know them drugs be strong, man. Listen, I got a brother who's strung up and strung out. And it don't matter what you do. You send him money, he gonna use it for that stuff. Wills and Sticks in Indianapolis here. Good morning, Stone Mods. What's up? What's up, Indianapolis? What part of Indianapolis are you in? Ty says, Stone, guess what song just popped on? And it's funny that we're talking about Tiffany Haddish. Any celebrities, the Whispers, lost and turned up. Really? Dang, that's crazy. Man, I love Tiffany, man. It's It's crazy to see what she had to deal with as well. This business will chew you up and spit you out. Oh, you're a regular subscriber? Oh, Alabera, I'm sorry, Alabera. I don't know, YouTube's been doing something different. Marilyn's here. Marilyn said, I'm up and cleaning, but getting ready to go to sleep. I will hang for a minute. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. I'm so surprised at you guys, man. West Stick said, West Indy by 500. Okay, got you. I got some people there. Michael Jackson's nephew's there. I'm supposed to be producing his album. He's out. He's living out there in Indianapolis. Bridget says she has a house, and I will not stay. Bridget, who has a house? His mom? She wants you to come stay there? Oh, she has. I'm sorry. She has a house and will not. He brought her a house? I guess, man, listen. Sometimes is that heavy. Sometimes is that heavy where they, it don't matter if you buy them, a life support machine. They're not going to use it. Because when the drug calls, Jamal falls. It's just, my little metaphor. I might have to start testing this going on late night with you guys. I think this is kind of cool. Yeah, even though I don't have a lot of subscribers up in here, people got to get used to you going in first. But I'm still digging it. I mean, I don't have a lot of people in here watching, but I'm still digging it. But this is kind of cool. We can do a little late night rendezvous conversations, you guys. I wonder what's next and who's next. And you got to think in the music industry, who's next? Because you see all this stuff they're saying about Hulk Hogan, that they made a mistake with his operation too. And you're wondering, like, could there be something with that? Now they're trying to tie his death into a whole bunch of other situations. Ty said, I know you're talking about Indiana, but ain't nothing pretty about South Bend. Hey, Brother Ty, I'm going to tell you how it is, though. Listen, everybody I talk to from Indiana be telling me all the crazy stuff that's going on in Indianapolis and in Gary. I'm just like, am I ready to even visit there? You know what I mean? Am I even ready to visit? I said I wasn't going to show my face. So I like this, where I can talk to you guys and don't have to always show my face, and people worry about my hair. Like maybe I get less trolls when we do this. This might be a good way of doing that, you guys. Thoughts. I'm having thoughts now. Hey, CC hasn't figured out we're live yet. Wheels and Sticks say ain't nothing pretty about Indianapolis either. Yeah, that's what they saying. I mean, I've been there. Of course, I've been there, but I'm just saying, like, they saying it's worse than it's ever been. I do have the alert on my phone from Indianapolis, like news, and I'm always blown away with some of the crazy stuff that's going on there. So let's see how this, hold on. Bridget said, fingers crossed, no trolls. Yeah, listen, they can't see my hair, Bridget. Time says, Stone, I'm always up. I'm a food service director, so our job is never, dang, that's crazy. We are the first in the kitchen and the last out of, Brother Time, that's nuts, man. So how many hours of sleep do you get a day? Brother Time, I mean, on an average, how many hours are you sleeping a day? Hey, damage could say, I say F the trolls. Yeah, well, hey, I'm noticing since they don't see the curl, then we ain't got to worry about nobody coming in here talking about the curl. They seem to be obsessed with the curl. You know, it's weird because I was out and about today, right? And I had like two people say, "Oh, you remind me of Miguel." I said, if somebody else tells me I remind them of somebody besides myself, we're going to have a standoff, you guys. I'm like, I can never look like Stone Paxton. I'm always looking like somebody else. Although the people they name are never ugly people. So I have to, maybe that's a good thing. Oh, you do get, okay, you get 7 hours? Okay, that's not bad. I was thinking you were getting about 4 to 5 hours. "94 Bibbles say, Stone, that style is you. You look big. Thank you, 94 Bibbles. I like the 94 Bibbles, by the way. That's kind of unique. Not kind of, but that is unique. Hold on. Let me see. I'm trying to see who. Okay. Olivera, I do like 94 Bibbles. I think that's pretty cool. Really? Your real nickname? Or just your screen nickname? I was thinking 94 Bubbles, but I like the Bibbles. Speaking of trolls, here we go. Who trolled? Somebody came in as troll? You would say, oh, why don't black women wear panties to picnics to keep the flies off? Wow, that's messed up. Bro, that's cold-blooded, man. Hey, are you black? No, don't delete them yet. I'm trying to see if they're black. USA 2926. Are you African American? Because that joke only counts if you're African American. If you're not, it doesn't. Damage Kisses says Stone manifested the troll. Yo, why are you gonna talk about sisters like that? How are you gonna do my sisters that way? Time says Stone is one of the reasons why meditation and eating clean is very important. There's days that I get 5 hours of sleep, but when I go on a vacation, you stay up and kick it. You know, black people, y'all know black people don't crack jokes like that, right? Black folks, that's not a black joke. That's not something a black person would come up with. That's how I know USA 2926 is not black. And if they are, that's just like crazy wild. I'm trying to figure that out. That's a messed up joke. Wow. What did he say? What was that joke again? That wasn't even funny, but that was funny, but wasn't funny. USA 2926. What was that joke again? No, I just want to see what the joke was again, because I know he can't be black. Because black people don't tell those kind of jokes. We don't. That was kind of corny. Who's next in the entertainment industry, you guys? Who's your prediction? Who is going to have to pay a price next? Leanne said, can't be, because that's not no joke at all. It's lame. Yeah, it is lame. Hey, Leanne, was that joke not whack? Was that not like a super whack joke? That was like the highest level of wacky joke. Bridget said, Drake. Bridget, what's up? Oh, ooh, Bridget said Drake is next. Y'all pay attention. Bridget said Drake is next. That's deep, Bridget. That's deep. Time said, Stone, every time you say cold-blooded, I think of Rick James. Oh, yeah, cold-blooded. Hey, Time, you got me over here cracking up, because some of the stuff Rick used to say was hilarious. Brother William John, hey, brother, chill. Did you get that text I sent you? And then what I can do, I can call you tomorrow. I don't know, if you're working tomorrow, I can put on the camera, because I want to show you how I have it wired. But when you get it, I could come and wire it for you. Let me know. I could just come and hook everything up for you. Leanne said, sure was. Cold-blooded. That was cold-blooded. Yeah, I can come and hook it up for you. Are you off tomorrow? Okay, you are off tomorrow? Okay, so I'll call you and show you how I have mine hooked up. I'll go behind and do a video of it, just kind of show you on your screen. You can screen record it, and then I could come when you get all the wiring and when you get the gear. I could come and actually connect it for you, family. Yeah, I can do that. Pebble Stone, what's up? Hey, you know what? I decided to come on late and try something different. I said, you know what? Let me see. Let me just see who's up because I've never tried, this late at night. I know it's going to be on and off with people coming in and out. So a lot of my regular people are not going to be here. They're not used to me going on at this time. But I said, let me just see who's up, just for the hell of it. No problem at all, Brother Chill, William Johnson. You know I got you, family. Ty said, being from the islands, we can never call out women, call the women B word. Never. Our father is getting raises like that. Oh, say, he says, being from the islands, we can never call our women the B word. Never. Our father is getting raises like that. I know sometimes we misspell when we're typing, but I know what you're saying, Brother Time, because I know how close these Western names can be. William Johnson said, I'm letting you go ham on that. Oh, man. Bro. Oh, man, listen. I saw the video. Did you see me hit like on it? I was like, bro, I'm so like, that modification is super nuts. Pebbles said, yes. Pebbles, what are you doing up this late? And Brother Chill, I know you're up this late. You're used to being up this late because you're usually working these hours. But I said, you know what? I wonder who would get on if I get on late. So this is just a tester. And maybe I would probably go on at a like 9 or 10. But I said, what the hell? Let me just see what happens if I get on here and talk about little Nas X. Brother Chill, you on vacation? Oh, man, congrats, bro. I know you like hell to the yeah. I know you like, bro, you needed this one. You see what they did to Lil Nas X, right? And I say they, this entertainment industry. You see this boy making him look like he's losing his mind, Brother Chill. And then I was like, who you guys think's next? And somebody said, I forgot who said that. Somebody said Drake. Who said Drake earlier? Bridget said Drake, and which is interesting. I'm imagining, can I see Drake? I don't know, Bridget, about Drake, though. Pebble said, I can't sleep at night since I had surgery. I can't get comfortable till about, oh, I'm sorry, Pebbles. Brother Williams said he looked absolutely crazy. Man, it's like, okay, I'm thinking part ritual, but I'm also thinking this. Y'all got to work with me on this. What if somebody slipped some shit in his drink, man? What if somebody was sent to slip something in his drinks? And the same thing that is following his mother right now will now, after this point, follow him. The same destiny that his mother has dealt with her fate right now is what possibly he's going to have to see. Damage Kiss said, I can see it. He's already on that trillion path. See, Damage Kiss his nose. Brother Chill say, bro, the devil. Well, you saw those rituals he was doing in the shows, the outfits and the colors and different stuff. 94 Bibbles said Lennox must have gotten tired of being a puppet. I think he did. I think he wants out. Brother Chill thinks some of the same things I think. He said, I think the devil's calling to collect. I think so. I think he made a pact with the devil on this for his success. Damage Kiss say they're all doing it. I had a choice to do the same thing, you guys, and I didn't. I walked away many times, and I took the long road. Brother Chill, William Johnson said it costs to sell your soul. When the devil calls, it's time. Exactly, Brother Stone. Bridget said Lil Nas X might want to stop, and he said, yeah. That's exactly what Damaged Kisses was saying, and we all were saying, yeah. And Brother Chill saying, yeah, he wanted out. And the price to pay for being out is what? What are we seeing now? Either you're gonna go crazy or you need to go run down that street naked. That's what you need to do. We gonna need to see you run down that street bare butt naked. Go ahead and do that, boy. Do that exactly what we just told you to do, or else, boy. We got video of you doing shit, boy. Go handle that, young man. Science say when you sell your soul, it's too late to make an exchange or a refund. Brother Chill say, what the F, Brother Stone, really? You had that opportunity? I did, Brother Chill. I got approached so many times. But man, let me tell you the way I thought. This is my thought. I was like, man, I was like, and you know what? I even said this though. Like I said things like I would get invited to these weird ass parties, right, Brother Chill? You guys? Yeah. Brother Time said that's what happened to Martin Lawrence. It sure is. He was never the same. He's never been the same, if you think about it. Bridget said he has stated he does not trust anyone. That's usually the signs. Malara, hey, Malara, what's up? I decided to get on here and see who's up this late. I know my regulars are not here, but I said, what the hell? Not all my regulars. Some of you guys are. Leanne said, there's no way out except to do what they want until your mind's all gone or worse. No way back. For most people, we take that road. Who takes that road? Yes. Leanne, facts. Listen, let me tell you guys something. I'm going to read a couple of these and I'm going to tell you my story. Anyone, Demarcus says, anyone ever seen that interview with Mel Gibson where he's speaking about someone floating into the room to speak to him? I did see that weird interview. That was so weird. But the way he was talking in his eyes. And you remember he kind of went low-key cuckoo too a little bit. You remember that? Damaged Kisses? 94 people says, Stone, what happened to Martin? Something ain't right with him. Martin, the same thing happened to Nas X happened to Martin. He was running down the street naked. And he's never had a complete comeback. You ever see how Martin talks in his interviews? He's not the same. So let me tell you something. William said, look at the Robert Johnson doc. I'm going to check that out. Send that to my phone too, Brother Chill, so I don't forget. Serene, what's up? Listen, I remember coming up in this business, having record deals and trying to get other record deals and moving from one situation to the other. I would get invited, and this is exactly how it would go. Hey, Stone. Hey, man. Hey, man, we love your music, man. Hey, listen, we're having a party at the Beverly Hilton, man. Come up there, man. I got some people up there, man, that you can meet, man. Talk to you about, what we need to do. Take your career to the next level. Yeah, can you make it up there later? Or just come by, man. These are very powerful people. And I've told them about you. Come up to the parties. Come hang out. Just come hang out with us. You know what, you guys? I used to say yes. I used to say, okay, I'll be there. And I would never show up. I would never show up. And then after a while, these same people would say weird stuff to me like, we've invited you to get together and meet people, and you never show up, Paxton. People always call me by my last name. Paxton, you never show up. We've invited you many times to come to these parties, and I've invited you personally to come meet people that can help your career to the next level. And you never show up. You're missing opportunity. And I would just give this weird, smirk smile. Like, yeah, put on this fake smirk smile thing. Like, I know, yeah, I've just been busy in the studio, but I'm going to get, we're having a party tonight. How about, oh, yeah, I got to finish this record. I lied for years, you guys. I lied for years. I never showed up to those parties. And then after a while, when they stopped asking you. They would have other people call you and ask you. And it would be people you knew really well that would call you. Hey, Stone, there's a party, man. You coming to the party, man? Come on up to this party. Where's it at? The Beverly Hilton. Yeah, man, I'm in the studio working, man. Or I'll lie and say, well, man, I'm halfway asleep. And then one day I thought about it. I was so frustrated. I said, why? Is the only solution to being successful is to show up to these weird ass parties. Brother Time said, yeah, I seen JoJo Dancer. There's a lot of QB, G, and C community people in Hollywood in making decisions. I remember Bruce Jenner, Olympic champion. Look at, yeah. Listen, that's the reason I stopped being an artist. I never told anyone on my live this, which is probably something I need to talk about. For a period of time in my career, I stopped being an artist and I just started focusing on writing because I just didn't want to be an artist anymore. I got tired of the tricks, the promises, and I didn't want to do what most artists I knew were doing. Showing up to private parties and who knows what was going on. Well, we knew what was going on at those parties. I didn't want to be one of those artists where later on I regret something that happens. 94 Bibbles said there's something about, 94 Bibbles, let me say something to you. That's where all the parties would happen. Oh yeah, that's where all the entertainment, film, and music industry parties, private parties, business parties would happen at. That's where you would go to meet these powerful executives that could change your career through meetings and parties. It was an unspoken rule. You just knew most people would show up. But this is what I thought. I was like, if I got to do all this to be successful, whatever it is they want me to do, because they never said, but you already knew. It felt weird the way they would say it. Brother Chill, William Johnson said, I heard Nora on Drink Champs say, at some point you'll be asked to get left, right, or keep straight. You choose that special door, your career elevated. If you don't, you're on your own. Now that's the truth. Nori was correct about that. Millar said, Holly weird is weird. William Johnson said, man, I'm glad you got your success on your own. 10 toes down. Yeah, and it wasn't easy. And it's still sometimes not easy. There's still obstacles in my way. I still get them weird ass emails and calls. Brother Chill to this day, still. Trying to see if I can be broken. Serene says, Stone, I wish you could be a host on The Voice Australia. You would fit right on. I know. I need to see who needs to call me from Australia, Serene. I need to figure out who to get in touch with Australia so I can make my ex-girlfriend in Australia jealous. She's an attorney. She'd be really jealous to see me. No, but honestly, Serene, I need to, that's a thought. That would be actually great, to be honest. I could see that. The Inquisitive stated Beverly Hilton from way back. Oh, the parties still go down there now, even to this day, the meetings and stuff. Ty says, Stone, one of the greatest artists I've seen do something that no other artist done, that is Lauryn Hill. She chose family over career, plus she wanted music out there. She wanted music out there. There she was proud of. She wanted music out there. She was proud, exactly. But you remember she went crazy too for a minute. Don't forget Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill went through that same thing we're talking about. She went through some stuff. Some stuff happened to Lauryn, allegedly. But she lost her mind for a minute, allegedly. But y'all saw that, right? But she was able to gain herself back. But she got caught up in that crazy stuff. I mean, where it just drove her crazy to deal with certain elements she had to deal with. She did. This business can be very, very, oh man, it can be crazy. William Johnson said, but bro, all that money some of them have, if you look in their faces, bro, they really don't seem happy. We would think they'd be on cloud nine, not so. I think they get high to stop thinking about it. That's a fact. Look at Ray J. I want you guys, next time you see Ray J, look at his eyes. 94 Bibble said, I heard Lauryn Hill did join, but some kind of way she got, yeah, Lauryn was messed up for a minute, allegedly. Notice I'm saying as metaphorically. Yeah, she wasn't cool for a minute. Yeah, Damaged Kisses. I know Ray J's pop. I know Ray J, Brandy, their mom since they were young. all the way back to Carson, California. Look in Ray J's eyes. It's something that Ray J wants to say that he has not said, and he's holding on to it. He's holding on to it, but he's scared. He wants to let it go, but he's scared. But he wants to let it go, but he's scared. So he speaks in parables. He speaks in these parables and he speaks in circles, but you can see it in his eye all so well. Time says, Stone, you're absolutely right. She was dealing with a married man, Wyclef, and when you listen to that Grammy album, she lays it all out. Yeah, she was dealing with some issues. And you know what the thing is? It made her she kind of went to a very dark place. William said, Brother Chill said, William Johnson said, I think that dude, Shakira's steward of himself, Shakira's steward off himself because they had him on video doing unthinkable. Listen, Brother Chill, you speaking on some stuff. You speaking on some stuff. I think he figured I might as well off myself because if this comes out, it's not even going to matter. My life is over anyway. Because what would make a person take their life if they feel like it's already over with? Right? They're like, shoot, I might as well just go on and do it. It's over with anyway. If this gets out, I'm done. I might as well go ahead and let it go now. I'm done anyway. That's what I think he thought, Brother Chill. I think he was like, you know what? I might as well just go ahead and let it do what it do and just go on and finish this up for them. That way I don't have nothing. I mean, think about the mind frame it would take to do that, what he did. Brother Time said, I think when he started talking to one of Bob Marley's sons and she went to Jamaica and clear her mind, you start eating right and being around people that love. Yes. Yeah, that's exactly what helped Lauren. That's a fact. She got around some of the Rastafarians and they helped her heal. Somebody said, Serene said, do you remember Marcy Hines? She's here. She was a host for a few seasons. Yes, I do. I do. Come on, Serene. You're my Australian manager now. Come on, let's make it happen. Come on. Come on, Serene. I'm appointing you my Australian manager. Let's make it happen. I have one in America. You're going to be my Australian manager. Let's make it happen. Come on. Let's make it happen, Serene. I got faith in you. That was a great suggestion. William Johnson, I'm going to send you a pic of Brandy's private plane. No one ever said anything about the photo. It's spooky. Really? You got a picture of the inside of it? Her father told me about it, but I've never seen a picture of it. Damaged Kisses said, life is really like Alice in Wonderland. Nothing is as it seems. There's definitely an upside down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Just talking from my own observation experiences. It definitely is. I've been in the entertainment industry now for 43 years, and I've seen things, and I've been privy to parties and different meetings, industry meetings where little cold words were spoken, and it was up to you to figure out what they were saying without them saying it. Promises made. If you show up to parties, I mean, man, I could write a book just called Promises, all about the stuff that happens in the music industry. Malara said, all the monies and fame they're chasing is not real clean money. It's dirty money. And that's a fact. Serene said, I will endeavor to, don't you worry. I will endeavor. Thank you, Serene. I'm serious. I'm appointing you my Australian manager. Know that. have that assignment. Yes. You're going to get that 15% from Stone Paxton. That management fee. Come on, let's go, Serene. Time said, don't she have ties to Boston? Yes, she does. What's up, Zach? Zach said, what are some musical artists you have a hard time recommending because they are unaccessible? What are some musical artists you have a hard time recommending? Wow. Well, Prince, it's not accessible. Michael Jackson's not accessible. Listen, yo, Zach, Little Richard's not accessible. These are all people I knew that I would have a hard time recommending that are no longer here. Rick James, he's not accessible anymore. These are all people that I knew. Serene said, cool up. Okay, Serene. All right now. I got you, Serene. Come on. I love it. Thank you, Serene. Time said Luther Vandross is not accessible. Exactly. I knew Mr. Luther too. He was amazing. Awesome person. Zach, the list goes on, to be honest. The list is a long list. Here's the thing, you guys. Okay, Serene, thank you. I appreciate you. That's beautiful and that's awesome. I will definitely be looking forward to it. Little Nas X, this music industry thing that's going on. And then I noticed how they're trying to tie the puppy thing into the Hulk Hogan thing. I don't know how they're tying that shit into Hulk Hogan. I was trying to figure out how is Hulk Hogan being tied into puppy? Like Time said, the list goes on, Zach. It really does. I've been trying to figure out how are they trying to tie Puffy and Hulk Hogan together. It's so weird. Time said, what was the group Lutheran called Change the Glow of Love? That was my jam. Oh, the group that he was in? That group Luther called, I can't remember the name of that group. Now you got me over here going, Oh, Zach said, I mean as in musician. That isn't easy to listen to. Not people who are no longer here, as in music. That takes a certain kind of ear to find. Oh, you're saying, I don't know, Zach. That's, okay, first of all, wow. I would have to say Beethoven, Bach, Cortado, classical musicians, classical artists. Because most people won't go listen to classical artists consistently like I do. I grew up in band and jazz bands. So, Zach, I would have to say classical artists like Beethoven and Bach, and because that's not something people you know what I'm saying, that they don't really find it appealing. And I would also say jazz music, like Boney James. If you don't listen to jazz music, or you don't listen to orchestrated music, yeah, and it's most people don't find it appealing. Younger generation doesn't. Purple Stone said it was the group Change. Oh, it was a group called Change. Okay, got you. Change is the group. Thank you, Marilyn. You guys know your stuff. We might have to play musical Western names because y'all know y'all music, man. Pebble said Quincy Jones. Damaged Kiss said, very random, I agree. I don't see Hogan and Diddy having any sort of ties. I think they are just trying to tie everyone and their mama to. I know, Damaged Kisses, I'm so annoyed with that. It's like anything new come up. Yeah, and Diddy and Diddy and Diddy and Diddy and this person. I'm like, come on, you guys, stop. Time said, thank you, chatting family, for the assistance, respect. Yeah, they know their stuff, don't they, Time? The ladies are on it here. They know their shit, man. They know their songs. I'm just tired of seeing people try to everything is connected to Diddy. You could say a celebrity passed away, and then they'll say, "Oh, found out that Diddy, they went to one of Diddy's parties, so somehow Diddy had something to do with the unlifing of this person." It's so stupid. It's just stupid. It's getting out of hand with them trying to connect Diddy to everything. I'm like, come on, man, stop it, man. It's just, even if it's just a fake little story, it's like, it's annoying. It's starting to get just to be a bit too much. And eventually, now watch this Nas X thing. How much do you guys bet me somehow they're going to try to tie Nas X into Puppy? Y'all want to make a bet? Watch them somebody make up a fake story how Nas X went to one of Puffy's parties and whatever happened to him was a ritual he had to do because of Puffy. Watch them make up a lie. Watch a content creator come up with this lie. Mark my word. Maryland say they are giving it power. Yes, they are. Trust me. Mark my word. Watch somebody try to connect Nas X and Puffy together. Guys, mark my word. Leanne say it's ridiculous and they're feeding that false. Yes, they are. And they love it. Listen, they're feeding the false energy and they love it. They love it. They like the fake stories. They like the fake news. They love just the whole vibe of just sitting around and hearing these fake stories. It just makes them seem to feel good about the shit. For what, though? It's like, what are you getting out of a fake story, though? What is it that we're getting? What education we're getting out of a fake story? Only to keep the story as fake as it is and continuously driving the fakeness of that story over and over again. That's all that's happening. We're driving the fakeness of that story to continue to be a fake story, and it continues to build like stacking dominoes until they all fall down. Pebble said, we have lived during the best years in music, the 70s, 80s, and 90s. We'll never see it again. Leanne said it's ridiculous. Serene said, I agree, Pebblestone. We'll never see the 70s, 80s, and 90s again. Let me tell you what I saw today. So today, I was reading this article, and it was saying how radio streams are up, physical radio are up, hip-hop sales are down. Hip-hop is losing its ground as far as sales. As far as a genre, hip-hop is no longer, shall I say, it no longer has the footing it had before. And they were just talking about how things are shifting with music. I think people are tired of hearing, not even hip-hop, just the trap stuff. I think people are tired of hearing the stupid stuff being said in records. There's a shifting going on in the music industry. I want you guys to know. The trap music is not selling like it was once selling before. For those of you that might be hearing this and you want to know the music industry as an artist, learn and pay attention. This is a learning lesson. If you're listening to this and you come across this video and you hear me talking and you're a rapper or inspiring rapper, better try to diversify. There is a focus on diversity in music now. They're not focusing on trap music anymore like that. The numbers are showing it. It's that people are wanting diverse music now. They're not just wanting trap music. I think people are just fucking tired. Inquisitive say, we are blessed. Hold on. Inquisitive say, we are blessed to live through the good. Oh, yeah, we're lucky. Leanne said, I don't care what anyone says. The old school music was far better with the true message in the music, and it was positive. I'm about to blow your mind, Leanne and Brother Chill. Serene said, we can access music anywhere now. It's not controlled by a few companies. Facts. Pebble said, we need substance in the lyrics. I go back to Marvin Gaye for what's happening in the night and on the earth. Right. Exactly. Tasha said, music is supposed to heal. Music is supposed to heal. People done partying. People, exactly. People are trying to tap back into the essence of who they are in the inner spirit. You're correct, Tasha. Want me to tell you guys something deep? Damaged Kisses said, I'm tired of hearing songs about ball sacks and coochie, thumping and hating on other women and hating on other men. Me too. I'm tired of it. Pebble says, Stevie Wonder kept us grounded. Yes, he did. So guess what's happening? Do you know that most people are listening now? Now, this is no joke. It's been done. It shows in the numbers and in the sales. You guys want to know what the #1 selling music is right now? Do you guys want to know? Are you ready to be blown away? Let me know when you guys are ready. Tasha said the frequency is changing. Tasha, you are absolutely correct. Listen, my latest single is called Life's Frequency, Tasha. If you haven't heard it, go to Spotify and please follow me and listen to that song. It's called Life's Frequency, my latest single that I just dropped. Serene said, I'm tired of hearing times. This is our chances to flip the script. Exactly. You guys ready? Brother Chill, you ready? Paz Dog said, I started listening to Chinese music. Traditional Chinese music, or the Chinese music that's copying off of black R&B music? Because you know that's what they're doing now, right? Shaz May said, music should inspire and lift. Okay, here we go, you guys. The music that is trending now and has increased in sales, and that is outdoing a lot of the trap music now, are the old school catalogs. All of the old school music is making a resurge with a vengeance. Not even the new stuff. Like nobody's paying attention to the new music no more. This is like, I'm telling you what's happening for real right now. Like, I got the numbers I can show you. It's the old school music. It's selling like crazy and streaming. Nobody's interested in the new stuff. So you know what that means, y'all? Ooh-wee, Tasha said it, great reset. They did it to themselves, Tasha. Time said, shout out to Kirk Whalum. Bridget said, that is good news. Tasha, thank you for subscribing to the channel. I usually show my face, Tasha, but tonight I ain't showing it. Usually in the daytime I do. I go 11 a.m. every day. Serene said, I love Vietnamese music. I follow a group from Vietnam. They rock. Some great groups from Vietnam and Korea. Time said, LTD, love ballad, back in the love again. We belong. Yes. Paz said, my favorite one right now that goes ching chow ching. Bro, quit. Pause. Don't play on my live, bro. Don't play on my live, bro. Don't get on here with the bullshit. See, what you don't understand, Paz, you're new to this channel. But I don't fuck around with the trolls up in this channel with that bullshit you trying to run. Now, that's fucking disrespectful what you just said. And that's racist. Don't come on my channel with that racist bullshit. Dumbass motherfucker, you. Stupid ass shit. Sorry, you guys. 94 billion said yes, old school, because they knew the new mess is pure mess. Tasha said they oversaturated it. It's okay. You have great vibes. Thank you, Tasha. Inquisitive said the Barcades, I was jamming that early. Man, that's my group. Time said Rufus and Shaka Khan, sweet thing. Let me tell you about Rufus and Shaka Khan. You want to hear a fun fact? Here's a cool story about me and my connection with the Rufus band. And Time and Switch. I'm going to tell you my connection with Switch, Time. It's going to blow your mind. Chef Banner in the house. Yeah, can you believe he said that, Chef Banner? I'm pissed off. He was trying to be funny and set me up to read it, and then I caught what he was doing. Tasha said, I've been listening to Dreaming by Christopher Williams for like a week. Tasha, I want you to Google Christopher Williams, Fine as Gold. This song, Fine as Gold, is Christopher Williams' last single. I wrote and produced that. song, and I'm singing on it in the background. It's just as good as Dreaming. It's called Fine as Gold. Add that to your playlist as well. Written by yours truly. Time said Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes. Okay, so Time, let me get into the story. You're going to love this. My connection to, yes, Tasha, I did. My connection to the Rufus Band was Ron Stockard. Ron Stockard was original member of the Rufus Band. They brought Shaka Khan in. Ron and the band were called, they were just called the Rufus Band, but they were doing like country and other kinds of music and stuff, right? So when I was a teenager, I didn't even know who the dude was. I remember I called a studio. I was in Illinois. I was looking for a studio, and I called a studio, and I ended up in his studio. Now, the whole time I'm recording with him, I saw the, plaques on the wall. I'd never even looked at them. I'm just a young kid in there recording. And then I found out later that was Ron Stockard from the Rufus Band. And I had been going over there recording for years with him and never knew how much of a genius this guy was and all the bands he had put together, and him being behind the band that gave Shaka Khan her start, pretty much. Fun fact. Now, Switch, my relations to Switch is Eddie Fluellen, who was original member of Switch, was also our musical director with the Rick James Stone City Band. When I was in the Rick James Stone City Band, they brought in Eddie Fluellen from Switch, and he became the music director for the Rick James Stone City Band. As a matter of fact, Eddie just passed away about maybe 4 or 5 months ago. So look at those two connections. Oh, yeah, and let's not forget the great Teddy Pendergrass. Let me tell you, Tom, I did this song. Okay, so when I was in the studio with Christopher Williams, Christopher said to me, Stone, I want a song like Teddy Pendergrass. I say, okay. He said, I want it to sound, the music to sound like we went back in time. I said, okay, I got you. So I ended up writing this song called Exile for Christopher Williams, but something happened with him and his manager at the time. I don't think the manager wanted to do the song, but Chris wanted to do it at first, but I don't know what happened. Chris changed his mind, and we never got to cut. I wrote the song and I produced it. Chris changed his mind, so we never got a chance to cut the vocals, and he loved the song. Like when he came back in the studio and he heard it, he was like, bro, I love that song. He's like, man, he loved it. And we were gonna cut it, and I don't know, something just went, when you're dealing with business, things don't always go right, but it wasn't Stone. Something happened. It was some business between him and his manager. QB Sparkles, what's up? Okay, yeah, 94 Pebbles. You got to listen to that song, Fine as Gold. I got video footage of me actually cutting that in my studio with Chris, producing it. Like I said, I produced it, wrote it, arranged it. It was actually going to be a song that was going to be a single of mine, but Chris heard it and he wanted it, and so we cut it. And oh man, it just, just like the Exile song, it's a beautiful song. Wait till you hear it. Salute to you too, QB. Sparkle's in the house. Listen, I said I was going to do something different. I hopped on here late, Sparkle, and lo and behold, some of my folks is on here. Leanne said Shy Lights. Tasha said Melanie Burke is my aunt. She sung backup for Shaka Solomon Burke. Really? Tasha, that's cool as heck. I met your aunt when I was younger, so that's what makes it even that much more crazier. I've actually met her, and I think I was with George Clinton and my cousin them, and it was Shaka and her people. I think, I'm trying to remember where that show was. But I met your aunt, Melanie Burke. It's way too small of a world. Yeah, Shaka Solomon, yeah. Let me ask you a question. Is your aunt still around? I'm sure she is, right? Tasha said, you was in the Rick James band. Now, yeah, I'm hitting the bell for you. Thank you, Tasha. Tasha, I go live at 11 a.m. Tasha, if you're on your phone, Hopefully you have the YouTube app downloaded or you won't get notified. So you got to download the YouTube app on your phone. If you do, you're good. But if you're just going on to YouTube, it's not going to notify you. So you need to download the app on your phone and then hit all notifications so it'll notify you when I go live. Time says, Stone, do you remember the group called Champagne? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You remember Microwave? You remember Instant Replay, Brother Time? Yeah, I know Champagne very well. Because I used to record in the same studio Champagne used to record in Champaign, Illinois. That's where they got the name from. Shabana said, hold on. Sorry, you guys. My phone is set up to do this with. Shabana said, hi, Cambodia Mystique. Mystique, Shabana said, hello. Shabana, I knew you'd be up, Banana, at this time. 94 Pebble says, Stone, did you ever meet Bobby DeBarge? Yes, I did. What do you think about his falsetto? Incredible. Listen, incredible. Listen, I've been in the studio with L many times. L and I was working on, we're supposed to have been doing a project together, but we were working on, he's on that Mila J record that I produced. Welcome to the West featuring Battle Cat. That's L DeBarge and Mila singing background on that record. I got video footage on my YouTube channel of me in the studio with L that night. So yeah, I love Bobby's vocals. And to me, L is like a spitting image vocally of Bobby. Time says, Stone, I just listened to Fine as Gold. Oh, you listen to that Fine as Gold? Yeah, man. I love that song by Christopher Williams. Thank you for checking it out, Brother Time. That was cut in my studio as well. Leanne said, Curtis Mayfield. Oh, yeah, Curtis Mayfield was it. Tasha said, yes, she is. She's an, okay. Please, I don't know if she remember me because that was some years ago. I was with, it was, I'm trying to think who was on that show. I'm trying to remember who was on that show, Tasha, but just tell her Stone Paxton from the Rick James Stone City Band said hello to her. You got royalty in your family. You're so lucky. Time. Shabana, listen, I decided to I've never tried getting on this late, so this is kind of new for me, you know? Leanne said, there's Tavares from Rhode Island. John Wick, long live Zico Fats, T Streets, Duck, Lil Mark, and the big homie Melly. John Wick, let me ask you a question. These people you're naming, you coming into my live, I'm trying to understand what this is about. Are you my subscriber? John Wick looks familiar. I've seen that name before you pop up, but I'm just saying, we up in here random. Are these musicians that have had hits? None of these names sound familiar. These your homeboys? Because if we up in here shouting out homeboys up in my live, we ain't having that. You can do that on your own live and shit. You feel what I'm saying, fam? Serene said, I do. Memories. Time said, yes, I do. Awesome, Stone. Stone, I believe his falsetto was better than Michael. You believe that, Time? On Bobby's? Yeah, you know what? His falsetto was different. Oh, you did? Chef Banner? I didn't know you were on live. I would have checked it out. Serene said, my first experience with music, no lie, was watching Sonny and Cher. Then came Motown, but as a child, I was raised on country. Oh, no, it's all good, John. If you're my regular, John, I'm cool with that. If you're, I just thought you was up in here trolling, but I think you one of my regulars. No, it's cool. If you're my regular, we good, fam. You my regular subscriber, I ain't tripping. It's okay to shout out the homies up in here. I'm cool with that. I just didn't know if I couldn't remember because I be having trolls in there doing weird stuff. Nah, it's all good. You can shout the homies out up in there. I don't have a problem with that. You know, we all love to the homies. You know what I'm saying? Pebblestone said, do you have any George Duke memories? I don't. But, no, I met George Duke. My only memory is I met him. He was cool as heck. I wish I had a chance to actually get to know George Duke. I just didn't call him when I had his number. And I've made that mistake with many other musicians in the industry when I say I'm going to reach out and call them, and then I don't, and they end up passing away. Time said the people that he is naming are people from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago. That guy is, what? The south side. You talking about John Wick. Come on, John. Don't put us in a line of fire over here, John Wick. 420. Come on, family. Time said the people that he is naming are people from Chicago, from the south side of Chicago. That guy in gun violence. Okay. Well, I mean, you know, my family is on the south side, though. So I guess out of love for the south side, I got to show a little love, Brother Time. But thank you for bringing me up to speed, Brother Time. John Wick said, I'm a bit tipsy. It's all good, John. Tasha said, I love music. Tasha, did you listen to the song? Leanne said, Isaac Hayes has some good creations, too. Listen, Isaac Hayes people don't understand. Isaac Hayes was one of the first musicians that had gold trimming in his car. Do y'all know that? A gold cassette, 8-track cassette. I think he had a gold turntable in one of his cars. He was one of the first cats to do that. That's the kind of money he was making back then. He was making crazy money as a producer back then. Leanne said, George Duke was a badass. Yes, he was. I did meet Michael. Let me tell you something. Tasha, I've had some very unusual situations happen to me. How do you say it? It's a word for it. What's the word I would have to use for this? It's a good word that I usually use to describe this, right? I want to say phenomenon, but it's not. That's not the word. It's not the word. But I'll say this here. 94 said Bobby. 94 Pebbles said Bobby was the best falsetto. Him and Philip, yeah. But don't forget that other guy too. Not Philip Bailey. It's another. Damn, what's his name? See, I'm getting so like mind boggled right now. It's right on the tip of my tongue. His falsetto was incredible too. Time said Tom Brown, Jamaica. Ooh, that's my song, man. You name your second son after Isaac Hayes? I'm sure Isaac Hayes would like that, Serene. Tasha said, no, I didn't want to leave the live and miss something because I do music, so I'm always trying to learn. Oh, okay, what was I saying? I was about to say something. I got thrown off. Don't play with me with Layla Hathaway. She's way too cold. Well, Layla is just I'm sorry. Layla is way too cold. Shaz may say Willie Hutch. Willie, that's a good one because Willie Hutch was freaking incredible. L'Inquisitive say, Leon said, L'Inquisitive, I still have some of mine. You still got 8-track tapes, Leanne? What was I saying, Vanna? I was gonna say. Oh, I was gonna say, okay, we were talking about Michael. Tasha asked me, have I met Mac? Yes, I have, Tasha, but not only that, Michael's father was like an uncle to me. I called him Uncle Joe. And that's not the word, Nina Simone. Yeah, it's crazy, right, Tasha? Listen, I met Michael. I didn't meet Janet, but I spoken to Janet on the phone. Met Reba, met LaToya, still know Jackie, know all of them. Tito, let me see, Jermaine. I've been to Havenhurst House. I've had some weird anomalies happen. That's the word I'm looking for. Some of the most amazing anomalies have happened in my life when it comes to meeting people I never thought I would meet. Mind you, Tasha, when I grew up, I used to send demos to Michael Jackson's father's production company. John Wick said, "My bad, homie, got nothing for love, but love for you. Been a subscriber for a while, just tipsy, decided to do that at night, then be outside, because I'm hot. Be careful outside, John Wick." He said, "Just got to shout out. Hold on. Just got to shout out some of the homies that we lost too soon when jumping into a lot." No, it's all good. And you know what I'm saying? Blessings and love and light to their memory and their families. And hopefully we don't have to do that. We won't have to keep doing that to our loved ones, Brother John. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I'm hoping, man. We can figure out a way we won't have to keep doing that and saying that. Serene said, "Love the impersonations." But shout out to them, John Wick 0420. Shouts out, love and light to the memory of them and their families, brother. And may they rest, in peace. For real. Time said, Russell Thomas Jr. Prince had a pretty good falsetto too. Yeah. Yeah, Prince had an incredible falsetto. And Roberta Flack, listen, she doesn't get talked about enough. John Wick, it's all love, family. It's all love. You know how we do over here, family. Who did I impersonate? I'm trying to remember who I impersonated while I was on here, because I'm just going and going. I met Michael through Amir from Kool and the Gang. Amir and Michael grew up together. I met Jackie Jackson because Jackie had signed my young cousin to a record deal, to his record label. He signed the group, and so he needed somebody to be the choreographer, and he told my cousin to reach out to me, but when he called me, he was sounding like Michael, so I thought somebody was playing on my phone, trying to be Michael Jackson, but it was really Jackie Jackson. Tasha says, "So is the lane for music right now open to all genres and types now?" Yes, it is. Tasha, listen. Oh, yeah, Isaac Hayes, yeah. Yeah, show you right. Yeah, Isaac Hayes, show you right. What's up, Serene? You named your son after me? Was that Serene that named her son after me? Thank you for naming your son after me, Serene. Hey, somebody mentioned Barry White, Brother Time. So listen, Jackie calls me, right? This is no joke. Jackie Jackson calls me. This is the funniest thing in the world. He calls me, and he's talking like this. My cousin said, "I gave Jackie your number." My cousin at that time was around maybe 10 or 11 years old, right? No, I haven't, Pebbles, but my really good friend, Randy, was signed to Ray's label. He was signed to Ray's label. He was one of Ray's artists. So that's about the closest I've been to Ray Parker Jr. And Marva King, who I produced and wrote for, she worked with Ray, but I've never had a chance to work with him, but I have met him a few times. So when Jackie calls me, this is how he sounds. And this is no joke. I'm not making this up. He said, hey, you guys, don't laugh at me, man. But this is just how he sounded. He said, "Hello, may I speak to Stone?" I say, "Man, who is this, man?" "This is Jackie Jackson." I said, "Quit playing on my phone." And I hung up. So Rain said, "Remember Mom said, don't poke faces, the wind will change and you will stay that way." Yes, I remember that. Hey, you guys, listen, no joke, right? So the phone rings again. He goes, "Hello, is this Stone Paxton?" And I said, "Yeah, this is Stone, man." I said, "Hey, bro, don't call my phone playing acting like you Michael Jackson, bro. I ain't got time for the bullshit, man." He said, "This is Jackie, man." I said, "Jackie who?" He said, "This is Jackie Jackson." I said, "Yeah, my name is Michael." I said, "Quit playing on my phone, man." Then I hung up again. Then my little cousin calls me and he said, "Jackie was trying to call you. He wants you to answer your phone. He says you keep hanging up." And I said, "Jackie who?" He said, "Jackie Jackson." I said, "That was Jackie sounding like Michael?" He was like, and he's a kid, so I guess he ain't paying attention to what I'm paying attention to. He said, "I just know he called you." So I call back the number and I say, "Hello?" He said, "Yeah, Stone. And I said, hey, man, I said, I'm sorry. I said, man, I was trying not to laugh, you guys. I was like, hey, man, I said, man, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm just tripping out because you sound like Michael. I said, yo, that's crazy. Like your voice sounds like Michael. Now, mind you, that was when I first met him over the phone. He didn't know that I already knew his father. He didn't know I had met Michael because I didn't mention none of that to him. So this is when the story gets deeper. The story has a deeper, it goes in depth. It goes a little bit deeper, right? So about 2 weeks into talking to him on the phone back and forth about my nephew and the choreography, Inquisitive said, that's exactly what happened when Michael calls the office, Stone. I know, right? It's crazy. Time said, I'm still on that from Settled. Then y'all believe it's a guy on the stylistic by the name of Russell something, and Eddie Kendricks of the Temptations that had good falsetto. Eddie's falsetto was crazy. So here we go. Look, Pebble said, don't forget Kashif. Oh, Kashif was off the hook. Okay, I'm gonna check it out as soon as I get off of here, Brother Chill. I can't wait to see it. So 2 weeks into talking to him about my nephew and choreography, and I found this female that's gonna do the choreography for the group. I get a call one morning, and it was Jackie, and this is how the phone call went. May I speak to Stone? I said, yeah, who is this? It's Jackie, man. I said, Jackie who? Jackie Jackson. I said, I said, hold on, man. No, this ain't Jackie Jackson, because Jackie Jackson sounds like Michael on the phone. Say, yeah, Stone, it's me, man. Hey, listen, and I said, well, I said, bro, I'm confused. I was like, yo, who like the voice, like he sounded straight up that deep. I didn't want to ask him, but I was so confused. But then later on, I found out that all of them speak that way because my doctor used to tell me when you're not using your vocals, speak softer because it protects your vocal cords. Like even the way I'm speaking now, my vocal doctor would tell me, my throat doctor would say, you need to soften your voice, Mr. Paxton, when you're not using it so that you protect your vocal cords. It's a muscle, it needs to rest, right? So that's why you hear Michael talking like this, you guys, because it was just really talking soft. Because if you really heard Michael talk, Michael can talk deep like this, y'all. So when Jackie did that, it blew my mind. And that's when I realized that Jackie's voice wasn't really that high pitched like that. Even though he has a soft tone, but Jackie has a deep voice. Michael also has a deep voice. Tasha said, I used to write letters to Bad Boy in the 7th grade. I think Diddy has heard my song Love, Love, Love before, but now I don't know what that means. Listen, Tasha, I know you have to be happy that Love, Love, Love did not get any attention because you might have been caught up in the love, love, love that you're seeing that's going on with Dr. Love. So I think that, Tasha, that you lucked out on that one. Because I will tell you something. I met Diddy in 1992. It was either 92 or 93. I'm thinking 92 because that's when I met Pac. It was at the Black Radio Exclusive Conference in Washington, D.C., one of the biggest music conferences in the world. Everybody in hip hop and R&B was there. Babyface had a bright green jacket on. That's where I met my boy Fab from Milli Vanilli, and I got tight with Pac, and tons of other celebrities were there. And when I say everybody was there, everybody from hip hop and R&B was there. I could have easily, Puffy had just signed his deal. I could have easily went up to him and said, hey, Puff, hey, P. Diddy, Puffy Combs, hey, man, listen, I'm a producer. He probably would have signed me. I'm pretty sure, but I was already signed with a label at that time. I was actually there to perform. I could have went up to the Babyface and got a record deal. I was in the elevator with Babyface 2 days in a row, and he had the same lime green jacket on. Anybody that was at that conference would tell you he wore that jacket for 2 days. I could have said, Babyface, can I sing for you? But I was already there with a record label that I was signed to. So I look at that opportunity that I could approach Puffy because Puffy was actually presenting Biggie as his new artist at that conference. And Craig Mack was there. And Puffy was talking about, the conference was called the Young Guns Conference. Every room had a different conference in it, but Puffy's room was called the Young Guns Conference. And All the taskmakers and all the industry folks were there. Anybody that was there in DC will tell you what I'm saying is true. Babyface was sitting behind me in a bright green suit to the left. Fab from Milli Vanilli was sitting directly behind me on my right. Craig Mack was hanging in the door. Big E was there. I don't know if Pac came into that conference room. I imagine he might have swung through, but I don't remember seeing him because I wasn't turning around. But everybody was there. Pebble said, we got to give mint condition. Okay, yes, we do. We got to give my family recognition. Absolutely. Tasha said, wow, you just opened a memory for me, Ty. I remember I wrote to Michael Jackson as a kid. Where's Ty? Is Ty on here? Hold on. Are you saying Tasha? You saying Tasha? Yeah, no, these are real stories, you guys. I know. Listen, these conferences will never happen again. These are some of the biggest music conferences, and they'll never happen again in the history of music. You know, you had Jack the Rapper, you had the Black Radio Exclusive, which was called the BRE Conference, and you'll never have these conferences will never happen again. It's a memory in time. And I will say to you, anybody that you guys know that's in the music industry, ask them about these conferences. Ask them about the Black Radio Exclusive Conference. Ask them about Jack the Rapper. Ask them. They'll tell you what I'm saying is true. John Wick said, what do you think of Trump wanting to go into Chicago next? And can I be honest, John Wick? Can I be honest, Brother John? Oh, I love Glenn. I know Mr. Glenn. He's way underrated. His manager, Prince, is a good friend of mine, and I've spoken to Sir Glenn many, many times. John Wick, can I be real honest, bro? Like, you know, can I be very transparent and honest about my thoughts about Trump sending troops into Chi-Town? I want to be honest about it. Time says, Stone, do you remember the group Surface? Yep. Put the song Only You Can Make Me Happy. I love that song. And then The First Time. Remember that song they had called The First Time? Brother John, something has to give. But we know that all the stuff that we see in Chi-Town, the things that we see, the cats are using to pow people. We know they didn't get there from our people putting it there. We know there was a bigger agenda that put all that stuff on the streets, what's being used. That's the real truth. We know that somebody put all that stuff on the streets, what we're seeing being used. Pebbles say, do you go to the NAM? Pebbles, I've spoken at the NAM convention probably for the last 6 years as a speaker on the Making Money, Making Music panel at the NAM convention. I'm a regular speaker at the NAM convention on the music industry panel. So yeah, I'm always at the NAM. Plus I'm endorsed by a lot of music companies, so I usually have to be there for that. Tasha, I am. I just released my latest single called Life's Frequency. I'm working on a tour right now to get back on the road. I'm working on my new album that's coming out. So I'm constantly putting out new albums. I was the one that was helping Angie Stone get all her royalties back. I don't know if you saw when it was trending and she passed away. I was the one that people were talking about and making up crazy stuff about. But I'm still actively in the music industry, still write and produce for a lot of people. And when I'm not doing that, I'm on here sharing information with people to really make our community stronger with knowledge and wisdom that's missing in our community that's needed. So yeah, I'm actively still involved in the music industry. Like very, 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 very heavy. And I'm the CEO of a distribution company called Brand Artist Coalition. So artists that look to distribute their music, you can go to brandartistcoalition.com. You can distribute your music. So yeah, I'm active on a regular basis. Serene said, I would love, let me see. Serene said, I would love you to be involved with the Forest Nation artists. We need our own conglomerate as a whole to keep it tight, not compromise, so to speak. Yes. Oh, you're saying I would love to be involved with the First Nation artists. No, I feel what you're saying. Serene, I agree with you. 100%. Pebble said, didn't Angie perform with a group called? Yes, she did. Seem You're Much Too Busy for Me. That was the hit. That was my song, man. That was my song. They don't make songs like that no more. If you think about it, that song was the start of neo soul. Yeah, that was the start of the whole neo soul vibe. If you really want to think about it, Angie started that whole vibe. Rest in peace, Big and Pac. Absolutely, fam. Trill City said Drake caught in family court. Is he, Trill? Hey, Trill, somebody said earlier, I was asking, I say, who do you think is next that's gonna fall into the victim of this little Nas X stuff that we see? Who's gonna fall into that whole web? And somebody said Drake. They think Drake is next. Time says Spike Lee made a great movie called School Days. In the movie, Lawrence Fishburne was telling everybody, wake up. And that was way back then, Brother Time. Ain't that crazy? Serene, that's what somebody said. They said they think Drake is next. On this post when I was talking about who do you guys think is gonna be next? That the entertainment industry is about to drag, just like they just did Nas X. And somebody said Drake. They feel like Drake is next. Bridget, you said Drake. Yeah, you did say that, Bridget. Trill City said, I see Drake having a Kanye self-defaming. See? Okay, so both of you guys see this. Yes, I might have to rock with y'all on this. Tasha said, be sure, yes, life's frequency. Oh, you listen to it, Tasha? Pebble said, I say Justin Bieber. Justin's definitely going to have one. But I don't know if it's going to be a ritual they're going to have him do. I think he's just going to have a straight up breakdown. Time said Angie Stone is the first lady of hip hop. She got to get her credit. Listen, when me and Angie used to talk on the phone, she used to talk to me about that. 94 Bibble said, when I was 13, me and my best friend called Joe Jackson Collect. It's a great story. Called Joe Jackson Collect. I told him I was Johnny Jackson, the drummer of the Jackson 5. He accepted the call. We were screaming. Why y'all playing, man? 94 Bibbles, why was y'all playing around like that? You said Johnny Jackson. Hey, you guys are funny, man. You called Joe talking about you Johnny Jackson. That is hilarious. I wish he was here so I could tell him that story. Trail City said Bieber recovered kind of to sustain for a while. I don't know. I think it's coming with Bieber. Time said if there's no Angie Stone, there's no bingo. I feel the same way, Brother Time. Trill City said top 5, top 10 albums for a month. Got Bieber feeling himself, I suspect. Yeah. And then you got the dude going around trying to be Justin Bieber. You see this dude going around showed up in Vegas, got busted. He even went up on the mic trying. He went up on the mic trying to sing. This dude grabbed the mic, talked them into letting him get up on the stage here in Vegas at one of the clubs, started singing. That's what gave him away. Yeah, he's showing up at malls, all kinds of stuff. My Glow Tip said, good morning from Austria. Hey, Austria's in the house. My Glow Tips, thank you for stopping in. I tried something different, My Glow Tips. I said, let me get on my live late night. Let me see how many people are going to come into my live randomly. Let me just try something different. And then also let me not show my face. So we don't have to worry about people talking about the curl. I said, yeah, let's get out of the curl thing, the curl hanging down front. Let me switch it up and not show my face. This seems to work better. John Wick said the feds be putting guns and stuffs in the hood. Oh, see, John, I know, right? The feds be putting guns and stuff in the hoods over here. I remember. Listen what John's saying, y'all. He said, I remember being 13 and finding a whole box of guns. See what I'm saying? Brother John, I know. See, but they don't talk about that. Now, I understand Trump wants to go play cleanup, but let's talk about how the guns got, excuse me, let's talk about how the pow-pows got in the community. I don't know why YouTube doesn't allow you to say that word. It's so stupid. Trill City said, these impersonating people don't understand that people they cosplaying got real. Ops asked the Lil Durk impersonator guy, what happened to the impersonator, the Lil Durk impersonator? Something happened to him, Trill? Serene said, yeah, I say to late nights flow chat. Do you like this, Serene, for me to go late nights like this sometimes? You think this will work? We got to get them numbers up, though. Y'all ain't hitting the hearts or nothing, though. That's the only thing. The only way I could do this, we got to get these numbers up, at least the hearts and stuff, because the hearts will boost the algorithm up. Anna said, Bong can imitate all sound. Yeah. Tasha said, and ran up a 10K tab. What? Who ran up the 10K tab, Tasha? Chill City said, the KKK and racist biker gangs does the same thing with pow-pows and drugs. And yes, they do. Yes, they do. What? Serene, for real? Chill City said, Lil Durk impersonator quit for good. He had too many setups where he got touched. Are you serious? They was really putting their hands, I got to look this up. They were really putting their hands on the Lil Durk impersonator? Like trying to, op dude out like that? Like he just a real op? Or like what? They just didn't want him playing Lil Durk? Or it was reminding them too much of Lil Durk or what? That's crazy. I met this dude in Vegas that looked just like Lil Wayne. John Wick say, free Durk. I'd say more, but it's your lie, so not gonna. Yeah, I feel you. John Wick, I feel you 100%, family. Trill City say, even Tekashi 6ix9ine said, yeah, well, we all know we all know how we all feel about Tekashi 6ix9ine. We know that whole thing. He seemed to me to be a plant from the top, from the gate, right out the gate. I don't even know how his music career even took off, because to me, he was really a plant in the game. That's what I feel like. That's just my opinion. Allegedly, he was a plant. Trill City say they went at him because Durk acknowledged him and put him in videos. So to them, he was like, wow, bro, look at this shit. John Wick says 6ix9ine a rat and plant like you. Yeah, because ain't no way. Look at some of the stuff that dude did. Some of the stuff he did, only way you get passes like that is if you doing it to set folks up on some other stuff. Tasha said, Justin Bieber impersonator. Yeah, dude pulled up in Vegas, Tasha. He grabbed the mic, went up there and started singing like a hound dog. That's when they knew it wasn't Justin Bieber. They didn't call him Elvis Presley. They called him Elvis Nestle. I just cracked myself up. They didn't call him Elvis Presley. They called him Elvis Nestle. John said, I see him hitting Nusik or Chino, but an impersonator, they go, exactly. I'm like, it's an impersonator, man. Right, John, I agree with you, man. I'm like, come on, man. Trill City said Tekashi hates Durk, so that's why he embarrassed the impersonator. Oh, okay. I'm surprised he never really got it. Like people expected for him to get it. Oh, Takashi. Tasha said that's who ran up the tab too. Who ran up the tab? Oh, the Justin Bieber lookalike ran. He ran the tab up. Tyson Stone. What is there a shipment of on the south side of Chicago? Yeah, there was. Well, let's just put it like this. You heard what my boy John Wick just said? What he found when he was young? Serene, you're so funny. Brother Time. Yeah, listen, even in LA, there was a train shipment of a whole bunch of, you know, of that just sitting there. And cats in LA, this was back in the 90s, bro. That's how all that stuff got out on the streets. A train just pulled up in the hood and parked there with a whole bunch of stuff in it. John Wick said, if Vaughn was alive, it'd be different. Don't like Vaughn. He is the ops, but he's a real one. That's what John said. I was telling Time about how that stuff getting in the hood in Chi-Town, John. He was asking a question about, was that stuff really, he said, what is there, a shipment of Popeyes in the south side of Chicago? What is the story? He was asking, John. Brother Time wanted to know what was the story on that. Trill City said the next little Nas X could be a Kodak Black. I could see that coming. So Time, John said, yeah, found that box in like 2012 before drill popped off. He found a whole box of Popeyes. Tasha said, I feel music is a vibration to life of this planet. It prays. What'd you say? It prays hold on. My phone keeps switching up. Said it prays, we get it back. Oh, I pray we get it back. I feel you. Yes, Tasha, I do too. We have to create it. That's what's gonna have to happen. Trill City say Kodak be on worse stuff than Nas X. Yeah, Kodak do. He thought he would have changed, but he ain't. My glow tip said, deep respect to you, Mr. Paxton, for turning down some deals to preserve your integrity. It must not have been easy, but you did it. And you can move in lightness and a very beautiful, yes, because let me tell you something. Serene said, yeah, wasn't Ye supposed to help? Yeah, that's what I heard too, Serene. Listen, my glow tips, it wasn't easy. Because there was times that back in the day, I needed money and them deals was looking good and situations that got offered. I was like, man, maybe I should run to these meetings and see what they talk about. It ain't gonna hurt to go there for 10 minutes. I used to say that. And I said, nah, Stone. The other Stone be like, nah, you can't do that, bruh. It ain't gonna turn out good. Don't go, Stone. And the other side be like, well, man, it's not that bad, man. Just go to the meeting and see what they're talking about. And the other side would say, nah, Stone. It ain't gonna turn out good. Don't go. And I wouldn't go. And trust and believe me. And those are times I could have really used a situation that was going to put a huge amount of money in my pocket. Tosh say, money doesn't get rid of demons. It enhances who you are already as a person. So if you did drugs, broke, imagine unlimited supply. Now, yeah. And those are the things I thought about. Those are the things that kept me away from the shit. I just thought about the worst case scenario. Really what I thought about is my brothers growing up in Chicago and some of the shit I would see them doing, handing me Popeyes and seeing them, do speed and seeing them with, some of that white stuff. You feel what I'm saying? I would see them out there doing their shit. You understand what I'm saying? So those are the things that kept me away from gatherings like that, because I knew with gatherings like that comes that shit too. Because I watched my brothers push that stuff. I watched my brothers be involved with the gangs and stuff. I watched the crazy stuff that was going on. Once again, my brothers would give me Popeyes and tell me to point that direction and just, you see, them cats over there we having issues with, they would try to get me to just do the stuff they were doing. So as far as the dark side, I already knew right? Because I had been around the street part of that, been around my older brother. So I knew even in the corporate world, there's a dark side. And that was the dark side, trying to trick me into coming to gatherings for another reason. We could have a business meeting in the office. Why does it have to be at a party? That's another thing that threw me off. They always wanted to have these meetings at little, hotels and shit, or at big luxury hotels. Why? We should be in the office with a desk. And sometimes I used to ask them, well, can we just do the meeting tomorrow? Oh, no, they're getting together. It's going to be a lot of people there, and, you should be there. I was like, this shit ain't feeling cool. Trill City said, I got Chicago ties. They found pow pows multiple times a year on the mysterious broke down trains. Y'all see what I'm saying? And near areas with train tracks. And then same thing started happening in projects in West Michigan. The same thing happened in LA too, Trill City. Ty said, but we have to be real. Chicago was a gangster city, put a whole bunch of mafia activity going. Yes, it was. And there is a stigmatism still in Chicago because of that. There's a stigmatism. But, Brother Time, what we're saying is they put that stuff out there. Yeah, is there a problem in Chi? Yes. But they set the problem up. The powers that be set it up. These young brothers didn't have access to that. Ain't nobody out selling these young brothers no heavyweight artillery like that. That's being set up so that they can have access to it in the easiest way possible. Tasha say, I'm glad you chose your calling. Thank you, Tasha. Yeah. Listen, let me tell you something. When I came to Las Vegas, I'll never forget, it was in the early 90s. And I remember these guys are talking about, they was talking about gangs or something, right? And me being in Chi-Town, being around my brothers, the guys are saying, yeah, man, I'm in a gang in Vegas, right? And I was like, really? So I'm looking at them, right? And I'm like, oh, I said something to these guys. I said, well, spit your literature. I was just, oh, no, I said something like, do you have literature? Now, you got to remember, I'm coming in Vegas in the 90s when in Chicago there was still literature you had to have. You say you were part of a set from some neighborhood, folks or vice stores, there was literature you had to know. Yeah, there was literature you had to know. And you can ask John, he'll tell you, John Wick will tell you. But what I noticed on the West Coast is these cats didn't know what the hell I was talking about, John. When I used to say, oh, man, well, spit your literature, right? Because they was like, yeah, man, I'm this and that. And I was like, oh, man, y'all, what's your literature? Spit your literature, right? And what's that? That's when I said, okay, these cats, okay, they couldn't last a week in Chi-Town. Talking about, what's that? Trill City said, drill made it cool to be scared, to fight. Oh, yeah, they ain't trying to fight no more. Trill City said, we were fighting cities before they started dumping the pow-pows and changing music to drill, which didn't help the previous reputation for pow-pows, which was you scared to fight if you need a pow-pow. That's a fact. That's really, they didn't want to get down with the hands. They were scared to be touched. Tasha said, I won't forget the BLM Matters protest in Fayetteville, Inc. It was freshly made bricks, like randomly stored near the businesses, like, throw them, please, like, huh? Leanne said, if I don't feel right, it ain't got, if it don't feel right, it ain't got to trust your inner feelings that are pulling your way. Listen, Tasha, did you see that the LA thing that happened when a lot of the Latinas had taken the streets in LA? You remember that? Did you see those rocks that were placed strategically on the edge of the road? Did you see that? Oh, Brother Time, I think I told the story about how I made a mistake and went to Cicero one time on the L and got off in the wrong place. And I think it was a Jewish guy who saved me and got me back on there. Because at the time, back in the 80s, they was unaliving black men for crossing over to Cicero. And that was the time that I crossed over by mistake. Yeah, by mistake. And I kind of got, not kind of, I did get saved. There's no telling what would have happened to me if that guy didn't look out for me. Make sure I got back on the right train to get back home. He walked with me. He must have been respected in that community. That's the only thing I could think. Trill City said, Time said, yes, they definitely set up by putting the pawpaws in the community. Facts. Serene said, those tall stone pillars with encryptions on them. Serene gets it. John Wick said, what's funny is your Time said something about Chicago and Mafia, but my girl from the Bronx over at Arthur Avenue, which is Little Italy. Your girl's over there on Arthur Avenue, bro. Yo, John, you be going over there? Bro, do you know that we couldn't even go over there back in the 70s and 80s? You weren't even allowed over there if you were black. Arthur Avenue didn't play back in the day. I don't know how it is now. That's equivalent to Cicero. Pebbles say that's where Madonna is from. Madonna's from Detroit. She's from the same place Marvin King and Ready for the World is from. She's from, what's the name, Michigan. She moved to New York later on, but she's from Michigan. Pebbles. John Wick say, you want to see some racist mofos? Go to an Italian family reunion on Foldham. Hey, listen, on Folkestone. Listen, hey, yo, John, I've been to some, bro. Listen, let me tell you something. I got one of my moderators in here. She was with me when I went to all Italian party I got invited to in Florida, in Boca Raton, and I was the only black person there. Bro, it was crazy because all the people that were there were all sons and grandsons of mobsters, like all the legendary mobsters, bro. This is no joke. She was there. My moderator was there with me. They were filming me. I got all that footage. And they were saying some deep stuff on my camera, so deep that I told them, I said, hey, I'm recording this. You guys know, right? And they were like, oh, it's okay. It's cool. Get it on camera. Because one of the guys had done a lot of time. He had one of the biggest clubs in New York, right? And he had done a lot of time. And he didn't even care. He wanted me to have him on camera. He wanted me to have him on camera speaking. He was telling like details about how he got locked up, how he did time. He didn't even care. But I was the only black person at that party. And my moderator, Cambodian Mystique, she was there. Hey, but John Wick, they love the hell out of me though. But those kind of parties can go any other way, because some of them were trying to figure out who I was until, the host of the party was like, this is Stone Paxton I've been telling all you guys about. Trill City said that line is real. I saw my uncle arguing with a random guy who threatened me on Facebook years ago, and he told me the dude was probably mad he couldn't cross that. Yeah, that's crazy, bro. Crony Ronnie said Silk song on what? Bro, don't come on here with your bullshit, man. Don't come in here with the troll stuff. You coming on here trying to promote a song. We ain't doing all that. We don't do that here. I know you want to do that. If you'd like for me to promote your music, get with me, email me, and I'll help you do that. Okay, if you want to pay me to promote on my channel to promote your music, sure, I'll do that. I mean, I got a lot of people that follow me and stuff. I can help you do that. But don't come on my live while we having a serious conversation. You talking about some other stuff, fam. John Wick said, yeah, if they love you, it's up. But they didn't like me. All it took was me saying I was from, bro. John. Yo, John, man, let me tell you something. I wish I knew you back there. I would have taken you with me, bro. We would have mentioned Chicago over and over again. Yo, John, listen, next time I go to Italian party, I'm taking you with me. We gonna go. We gonna talk about Chi-Town the whole time, too. Because you got me over here on the floor, bro. We gonna talk about Chi-Town the whole time we're there. You took her from the Bronx, bro? How she like Chicago? It's pretty much the same, minus a few things here and there. How does she like Chicago, John? Brother Tyne say Cicero is on the south side of Chicago, and no black people went over there in this. Exactly. Listen, so Brother Tyne, imagine your brother Stone making a mistake getting off the L train in Cicero, because that's what I did. Trill City said, my granny fought for blacks to cross the line and other missionary work. She never talked about it, but a deputy mayor told me how influential she was and showed me, bro, that's historical. You need to do a book on your grandma, bro, on her legacy and what she's done. Trill City, that's big. That's big, man. You need to pass it on to your kids, man. You need to write a book about it. That would be a great story about her journey. Can you imagine when you start researching and talking to all her friends and people that knew her? Some of the information that you're gonna find out about the things that she did that made people's lives easier that you might not have even known the full story. Chill City said, I will, bro. Thanks. You're right. Yeah, that'll be a hell of a book. That would be a hell of a book. And Trill City said, yeah, she was humble because she has seen it all, bro. You gotta write a book about that just for her memory, bro. Like you have to. You know the elders don't really know much about the book stuff, so you could really put a book together for her, bro. Like for real, that's deep. That's real deep, man. I'm honored that you shared that story with me. Time says Chicago is a beautiful city minus everything you hear about it. Yeah, it's beautiful. I ain't gonna lie to you. I miss the taste of Chicago. I miss that. I miss going to the beach in the summer. I miss, what I really miss about Chicago was Jewtown, the original Jewtown, back in the 70s and 80s. Oh, man, it was so much fun. So much fun, man. So much to do, so much going on the streets. The smell of the food, the Polish sausages, man, the hot dogs, the pizza. Trill City says she's full-blooded Cherokee Indian, beautiful light-skinned black woman. Serene said, yeah, dude, is she still alive, Trill City? Serene said, yes, that would be healing. Yeah, can you imagine you write a book, put her picture on the front, bro? She would be amazed. John Wick said, yes, Chicago is very nice unless you're someone from the other side. Yeah. And you'll know it. You'll know it before you don't know it. You'll know it before you don't know it. Real talk. John Wick said, Trill City said she passed. Oh, man. Bro, do the book, bro. That's all I'm going to say to you, Trill. Do the book. You got to in her memory. It's a must now. Time says Chicago, I believe, is known for the pizza. I don't eat sausages and that stuff anymore, but they are unbelievable in the sausage and hot dog. Yeah, I don't eat them like that anymore either, but when I talk about it, bro, I can smell it. Listen, as I talk about it, I am back in 1978 in the 80s, bro. Like literally, it takes me back. Like just thinking about it, I can smell it. I can smell it, man. I can literally smell it as I'm talking to you guys. My glow tip said, I don't think Drake, he is half Jewish. His half Jewish will protect. And his dad is in the industry. Drake walks around with a swollen chest because he is very privileged and has well protection. You think so? John Wick say pizza. Yo, brother John, don't play with me with the pizza now. Come on, man, I miss it. They got one here though, and I don't know. It still seems like maybe because I'm not in Chicago, it doesn't taste the same. But you know, people swear to God it tastes like Chi-Town. Trill City say her work made it no problem for me to cross Cicero in the 90s. I had no knowledge of the territorial complex, bro. It was bad. Trey, let me tell you something. I'm gonna say it again. Your brother Stone caught a L, got off in Cicero and didn't know, and this Jewish dude saved me because I didn't realize how bad it was. He saved me. I didn't realize they had just unalived a black man, I think a year or two before I crossed over there by mistake. Time said, Stone, I believe when I went to Chicago, the Cubs baseball game for the first time with my pops, I had a hot dog. I can smell them right now. Now as you're talking, yeah, man, because it's such a unique, distinct smell. The way they made it with all the things that went in it, you know what I mean? The onions and the relish and oh man, yeah, you guys are making me hungry right now. Serene said, we need to keep our light bright so that we can use this from afar our ancestors. Serene, that's a fact. We do. We need to keep our light bright so that we can tap into our ancestors and they can continue to guide us. John Wick say, not pressing you. It's all love. Time, just curious. He's wondering where your family's from, Brother Time. I do miss Chicago though, back in the day, though, because it was fun back in the day. It was fun. There was some fine Puerto Rican girls in Chicago. Oh, my Lord. Y'all don't know, man. Y'all don't understand. Trill City said, wow, Pax, a Jewish person saved you. They not all vultures. That's why we love all people. It's not our fault. Most people hated by people of all races. Yeah. Brother Time said, when I first got to Chicago, down to Chicago, they said we got to get to the other side, the loop train. Yeah. Trill City, yeah. Listen, when I got off, I'll never forget. I got off and people were looking at me like I was crazy. And then one guy was asking me, what are you effing doing here, boy? And I don't think I ever heard anybody call me boy. So that caught my attention. I was like, what did you say? You heard what I said, boy, what are you effing doing here? And another dude said something. I can't quite recall what he said, but I know it wasn't positive. And lo and behold, this Jewish guy walks in front of me and he says, follow me, come with me. What are you doing here? And I'm like, oh, I got off on the train. You're in the wrong place. Do you know where you're at? And I'm like, yeah, and I'm thinking I know where I'm at. I'm just kind of telling them I'm thinking I know where I'm at, but I don't think I really knew where I was. And I definitely had got off in the wrong place. And he said, you shouldn't be here. You don't understand. Things can happen to you. He was saying like that. He didn't say what. He said, things can happen. You shouldn't be here. Things can happen to you. Where are you going? I said, I need to go here. Okay, I'm gonna go with you. Look, come on, let's go this way. And as I'm walking with him, people are looking at me. I'm passing on the sidewalk. People are looking at me. People are saying things. And at that time, it was a blur. I mean, at that moment, I wasn't really paying attention to what people were saying because I was more paying attention to what he was trying to tell me that I was doing wrong as far as being there. He was like, you shouldn't be here, but I'm going to make sure that you get to where you need to get. And he got on the train with me and made sure I got to my location. And when I got off the train, he says to me, whatever you do, don't ever come back to this location. Whatever you do, don't do that. This is not a place. He said, that's not a place for you to get off at. You could have lost your life. And I went home and told my mom about it. When I told my mom, or did I tell my brother? When I told my mom, I think my mom or my brother, they were in shock. We told you that, Cicero, you don't get off. And says, we told you ever take a train. I don't remember none of that. Serene says, Stone, I have connections in the U.S., but my toxic sister has the info and will not return it to me as it was given to me by my mom's sister. I hope one day I find my U.S. family. Don't worry, I can help you find your U.S. family. We can figure it out, Serene. Let's figure it out. I can help you. Tell me what city. We can reach out and figure. I can reach out and try to locate some folks. I have a lot of people, just about every city. Leanne said Chicago was cool in the 70s for me, but we would have to go all the way around different town to get to Dan Ryan Woods for our reunion. Ah, yeah. Ain't that crazy, man? Trill City said, God, Trill, listen. Now that I'm older, I see it for what it is. When I was younger, I didn't get it. I didn't even understand it. Time said Memphis is like that too. Louisiana is like that. Washington, D.C., Detroit. You better bring a body. Yeah, for real. Leanne said you were protected by him because he knew what, yeah. Yeah, that guy, I wish I knew where that guy was to this day so I could thank him. Just so I could thank him. Time said, but Chicago has a lot of black. Yes, it does. It has beautiful history. Chicago has just incredible history. But it's no joke, especially back in the day. Well, it still ain't. I'm not even going to shortchange it. Chicago still ain't no joke. As the young folks say, it ain't no punk. Chicago ain't no punk. There's nothing punkish about Chicago, y'all. John Wick said, yeah, when you get older, you get more wisdom and not good history with it. Time, not at least in the last 10 or 15 years. Yeah, because if I wouldn't do that to this day, I probably wouldn't even go to, even though I know Cicero is probably a little bit more open, but with this racial tension going on in the country, Cicero might have flipped right back to the way it was back in the day. Trill City said, I have nothing but positive, but great Chicago memories. It's got dangerous through coming here to visit. Yeah, I don't even go back and visit. I ain't even gonna BS you, Trill. Listen, I step into Harvey to visit my sister. I remember when I went to visit my sister in Harvey, I didn't even come outside the gate because there was some young dudes going by trying to figure out who I was. Like, who was he? They was giving me looks. They didn't say nothing because everybody knows my sister because she's over the Black Chamber of Commerce in Harvey, right? And she was running for mayor. But it was some dudes that strolled down the street trying to figure out who I was when they saw me sitting on the porch. Because they ain't used to seeing me. Time said, I never went to the city that had more trolley rides to look in this city. I never went to a city that had more trolley rides to look in the city. Trill City said, half the family moved to Texas. Okay, so most of your family's in Texas now? The Chicago family has depleted. Wow, so mostly everybody in Texas now, huh? I got a lot of family in Houston and Dallas, Trill. Matter of fact, my cousin just hit me talking about, on my dad's side, talking about some kind of family reunion, and then people on my mom's side are having a family reunion in September. I was confused. So when my cousin hit me on my dad's side, I said, well, wait a minute, like, I'm thinking they talked to people on my mom's side, because I'm like, they're having a family reunion too. So both sides are having a family reunion in September. So I don't know. I might go to the one in Texas. I'm not sure. Okay, Trill, got you. I got a lot of family there too. Puff Queen K. Queen Kayla's in the house, y'all. Hey, Puff Queen Kayla, listen, I don't know if you're new to my channel, but I'm on in the daytime. And I just decided to jump on here. And some of my folks came up in here, man, and we've been vibing, talking about the little Nas X situation, and, you know, who's next, and getting caught up in this entertainment industry bullshit that's going on. And I appreciate you coming up in here. I'm not sure if you're a subscriber to the channel, Puff Queen, but if you're not, hopefully you will become a subscriber to the channel, because I do go on every day at 11 a.m. We have all kinds of cool conversations. Thank you. Lil Nas X, they got him running naked. He's losing his mind. It sounds like the Martin Lawrence thing is happening. It almost seemed like a ritual that's going on with him. 94 Pebble says, Stone, have you seen Serena Williams, something wrong with her too. Yeah, listen, this entertainment business, I love this business. I love being in the entertainment business, but I don't like what comes with it. And I don't like what some people feel like they have to sign up for in order to be in this business. Some people feel like they have to sign up for these things in order to be relevant or in order to gain a level of success, but then only in the end to find out that now it's time to cash in. They got to pay for what they decided to agree to. And sometimes that comes with humiliation tactics. And sometimes that because you don't follow whatever rules that are set. And sometimes you have to pay with your life. Serene says, yeah, everyone looks like they're shape-shifting. Oh, she beat you to it. Puff Queen Kayla said, as an independent artist, I tend to move different. Puff Queen, I've been in the music industry for 43 years now. And I get you. You know, I'm an independent artist too. And I was telling some of my stories earlier. I've signed to a lot of majors back in the day, and I could have taken the wrong decisions and wrong moves because I wanted to be successful, but I took the long road. I said no to a lot of deals. I said no to a lot of deals. Queen Kayla, I said no to a lot of deals, and I took the long route. But guess what? I still made it to my destination taking the long route, and I kept my sanity. My Glow Tip said, Lauren still has not entirely recovered. Amen, Glow Tip, she hasn't. Her concerts are sometimes amazing and sometimes very unique. Experience that speaks of deep, yeah, she's still going through. The Inquisitor says, Serene shocked me, all the muscle gone. Serena, yeah, something going on. Trill City said, I miss pressing up CDs. Trill City, listen, I still press CDs up. My CDs still go in all the stores in Japan, Spain, Amsterdam, London, all over the world in all the stores. And then vinyl. And my vinyl gets shipped back to the U.S. to some stores, but most of the DJs get it. So I still press vinyl. My fans still buy it overseas. Trill City said, the way we consume music with technology, the concerts, and is a purest, yeah, because you control that. The concerts, you control 100% of that. Puff Queen K said, I'd rather not sign and keep my personal motions 100%. 7 years in the music before I was a career preschool. Oh, awesome. Yeah, you know, here's the thing I say. People, you know, artists, they want those major deals, and I tell them there's nothing behind those major deals but lies. Stay independent. You can always get a loan from a bank, or you can get an investor to invest in you and still accomplish the same goal independently. Independently, I've had over 48 top 5 and top 100 iTunes charting records and 2 billboards independently. No major affiliated. I mean, my distribution is major distribution out to all the proper networks, but all that I did independently. And so I tell artists all the time, you don't have to be signed to a major label to think that these things can happen for you. That's the reason a lot of times on my Facebook page, whenever there's a new plaque that comes in, I'll go on my Facebook page or even my YouTube. You can go through my YouTube videos and type in Stone Paxton opening plaque, iTunes plaque, and you'll see. And I unveil those plaques to show independent artists that, hey, I did this independently. And you got major artists doing it every day, but I did this independently, and it wasn't easy to do. But I show independent artists it can be done so they don't feel like they gotta go sign up for something that they don't really want to be involved with. Puff Queen said, it's sad seeing Kodak. I know. When we just said this earlier too, it breaks my heart. She said, it's sad seeing all the artists who passed away. Puff Queen Kayla 666 said, yeah, that bothers me too. Leading by example, amen. Puff Queen Kayla, that's a fact. Trill City said, David Banner really makes me not appreciate streaming unless we find a way for every label to have their own streaming service and maybe get the whole bag. Just freestyling. Okay, so I'm gonna educate you guys about streaming. Time said, their skin is lighter and it's something off about them because I think they're under the knife. And once you start going under the knife, you cannot stop. And stream, yeah, They're doing that skin stuff. They're no, okay, they're doing like the baseball player did. Remember the baseball player dude that was doing the skin cream, that African skin cream that whitens your skin, and you start looking like Michael Jackson? Okay, Trill, don't be scared of the streaming. There's some changes that are happening right now. I don't know if I could post it here. It won't let me post it. I was gonna post something here. Let me see if I can. Hold on. No, it won't let me post it here. Dang, I was gonna post something. Uh, Dang. Sorry, I can't post it here, but I was about to try to post something. Sorry about that. I was gonna post something new that was about to happen, and they're gonna be raising the royalty rates. And then New York has already propositioned for a standard fee for all artists to be paid, like a worker's fee, like you go into a regular job. What artists should be paid, like a regular work fee that we should get paid per week for being an artist, a surviving wage. So I think it's called like a surviving wage, right? So that artists can live. We should be able to live off of our work. If you can go to McDonald's and work a few hours a day, 8 hours a day, we should be able to do music only and get a living wage. That's what it's called. It's called a living wage. New York has already lobbied for it. Living wages for artists. Why should we not have a living wage? We should be able to live off of just our music, just like going to work at the mall or a store or working at a mechanic shop. They get paid. Artists should be able to do music and not only get their royalties, but get a living wage, offset it, or whatever's greater. If we make more money on the living wage, then maybe it's offset by some percentages and you still get your royalties and your publishing. But New York has already gotten behind this. Time said, my pops always said, no one will help you with your dignity. No one can save your life, and no means. You don't have to say yes. No means no. Facts. Chill City, so it's like watch time hours. Yeah, Puff says I sell merch. Yeah, merch does work. Listen, I've toured a lot through the years. I sell my merch, my CDs, because my fans buy it. That's direct sales. I don't have to think twice. They buy it, right? And the artist gets 100% of that money. You just have to find other ways, artists. There's ways to make your money. Now, don't frown on streaming. Things will continue to get better with streaming. Is it a lot of money? No. But if you're really in the music industry to make music, then you understand that albums matter. And if you have enough albums, you can generate enough money to make money in this business. I know, I see it. I've seen it through the years and I see it. But you got to have catalogs. You're not going to make a lot of money with one single or two singles. The joke is on the independent artist. Of course, you're not going to make no money like that. It's a numbers game now at this point. But as the numbers continue to get better with them paying what they should pay, and if you have a real catalog, you're going to make crazy money. But right now, you can still make a lot of money if you understand it's the business of music first, which means you have to lead with your catalogs, because you can survive off of your catalogs if you have enough. You might be looking at that little small number and thinking that, oh, I'm not gonna make no money. But you don't have a lot of artists who has 200, 300 songs out. So they can't have a conversation with you about the money they're making because they don't have 200, 300 songs out. That's why I can share that with you. There's over 500 songs in my catalog under my company. No, wrong, not anymore. At least about maybe 1,500 that are out in my catalog. Not in my personal catalog, but I'm just saying a variety of stuff. I put out compilations and stuff. My personal catalog, I have 5,000 unreleased songs. So once you get past 200 or 300 songs that are out, you start to see money in ways you haven't seen it before as an artist. Because what you're doing is, I call it the Walmart theory of music. When you go into Walmart, they know you're going to come out of Walmart buying something. If it's a piece of gum, a shoestring, they're not losing sales. They're getting a sale every minute, every second. This is the way you got to think about your music. If you're serious about music, then you will increase your catalogs. If you remember a conversation Prince had on BET, it was the BET Awards. He said, just like Black lives in music, albums still matter. A concept that most independent artists don't get. They think it's a singles game. No, the singles game was made for DJs to make more money off of you, to convince you that you have to do a single because they knew if you did a single after single, they're gonna make more money. But if you drop an album, you might only drop 3 singles and move on to the next album. So artists think that albums don't matter, but they still matter. The catalogs is where your money is at, not the singles, which is why you hear artists always complain about not making money. They don't have no albums out. They just got singles, and they're hoping that one single's gonna make them all of this money. It doesn't work that way. How it really works is you know you don't have $1 million budget to promote a song, so you got to be able to dominate the bird with two birds with one stone. And the way you do that is through your catalog. Catalog power is the key. Streaming works with splits of also. I'm trying to share some deep stuff with you. It doesn't even matter about the splits. We know that they're taking too much money. You don't have to worry about that. True. That's going to change in time as the laws change. I'm a member of the RIAA. We lobby every year for these laws to be changed, for artists to be paid better in the right way. It's eventually going to get to where it needs to be. But it doesn't mean you can't make money. I'm telling you, I've made it and I see it. And I still make it. I see the money coming in. I'm telling you, it's a catalog game. People just don't have enough catalogs to see what I'm saying. When I speak at these music conferences, I share this with people. First thing I ask them is, how many people think you can make a living off of your music independently? And you'd be surprised how many people don't raise their hands. And then when I show them, they're shocked. It's a numbers game, you guys. Oh, you're talking to John Wick? Okay, gotcha, family. I'm sorry, Trill. Serene said anything that isn't organically compromised is falling to the wayside these days. Absolutely. Puff Queen says, I subscribe. Looking forward to more. Puff Queen Kayla, I appreciate you. This is why major artists come and consult with me. This is why Angie Stone was consulting with me. This is why a lot of industry people fly to Vegas to come and consult with me. They ain't just doing it because they think I'm a cool dude, or they like my hairstyle, or they like my production. They're doing it because they know I know my shit. That's the only reason. These kind of people don't have the time to waste just flying around meeting with people. They do that because they know I know my stuff. And so sometimes I share a lot of this stuff for free. I don't charge people. I get on here sometimes, and I'm hoping people got a pen and paper when I'm throwing gems out that I charge people for in consulting. And I'm sitting here and I just throw the gems out to help artists understand. Don't let someone make you think that's not possible. Because what you got to remember is a lot of major artists, and I'm telling you from experience, are not quite educated on the business like you think. They'll get on, and some people would say stuff about streaming and don't even really know it that well because they don't have enough records to generate that. So they're telling you only from their experience. And not being dishonest, they're being honest from their experience because they haven't achieved making money like that because they don't have enough catalogs to generate that kind of money. Because 2 ways you generate that kind of money. Either you're spending a lot of money to promote the product, or you have so much music out that now it's like tipping the scale. You ever seen a scale where you put more weight on one side? Okay? It comes out to, it's a numbers game at that point, right? What happens when you put enough weight on one side of a car? What happens when you put enough weight on one side of an airplane? We can keep going. This is just theory, relative theory, right? You don't think that same thing works in the music industry? It does. You can alter the algorithm of your music. The more records you have out, the more Spotify is going to play of your music, because what happens is if you have 5,000 records out and Jay-Z only has 100, whose record's going to come up more? Because you're changing the algorithm because you have created more records. You have more records that are distributed. So then the algorithm starts to work in your favor. It's a numbers game, and it always will be. The major labels know that. That's why they never frown on nothing, because they know they're going to make their money no matter what. My glow tips say really moving into jazz and lounging now, waiting for black female singers. Black female singers who does so. I am waiting for that because my spirit needs. Yes, amen. I'm with you on that. Chill City said, "You're not lying. We built a catalog, me and my crew, in a year, and now my homie album taking off because of the quantity before the features with Ghostface Killer, COA, and the Machine. See, it's a numbers game, y'all, and it's never gonna change." Trill said, "But me personally, I'm receiving advice. I have 25 songs on streaming this year, EP. Yeah, and don't stop, Trill." John Wick said, "Yeah, definitely subscribe to this dude. He's a real one." Trill, don't stop doing what you're doing. Conway the Machine. Okay, got you. Serene said, "Won't be long. They will be teaching algorithms in school." That's a fact. Stuff I'm saying is only the truth, you guys. I'm just sharing some real knowledge of how this business works. It's just the truth. I mean, they just hope black people don't figure it out until it's too late. All the white boys know. They know. They sharp. They pay attention. We just think that there's no money in it. Think about what I'm saying. If there was no money in it, then they wouldn't even be doing. Trill said, "My boys' phase went from 5 listens, 30K listener audience in a year from consistent." Exactly. And that's what it's all about. It's a numbers game. You drop enough, you will alter the algorithm, and it starts to work in your favor like anything else. These are facts. Now, listen, I know I've kept all of you guys up too long. I'm going to let you rest. I will be going live tomorrow, hopefully at 11 a.m., like I always do, which I plan to anyway. But I appreciate all of you that logged in tonight, man. This was fun. Everybody logged on, my new subscribers, man. Thank you, guys. I'm sending love your way. You'll be able to see my face tomorrow. But I'm definitely going to jump on doing this more. This was fun tonight, you guys. Curl Love said, this might be a dumb question, but does it work for gospel music too? Yes, it does. It absolutely works for gospel music. Yes, it definitely does. Let me tell you, it works even better for gospel music. And I'm going to tell you why. The gospel market is not oversaturated quite. So you actually have an advantage. You actually have a huge advantage. The black gospel market is not oversaturated yet. So you're good to go. You're in a winning position. Don't sleep on it. John Wick, Trill, family, Curl Love, Serene, all my folks, Brother Time. Who else is on here? I want to say good night to everyone. My moderator, Cambodian Mystique, Puff Queen Kayla 666. Who else? I don't want to miss anyone. Serene. I'm trying to make sure I get everybody. My Glow Tips, Inquisitive. Who else we got up in here? I don't want to miss no one. I want to, out of respect for you guys' time, I want to make sure I show the love. Okay, I think that's everyone, because there's been people coming in and out, but these are my main ones that have been with me. I appreciate you guys for your time, the love and respect. Tasha, thank you, Tasha. See, I'm glad I didn't get off without thanking Tasha. Thank you, Tasha. My folks from Australia, my Austrian folks, Pebblestone also. See, I would have missed all those damaged kisses. Who else? Man, we had some people in here tonight, man. And it's all love. Man, Leanne, there we go, see? My brother Chill, William Johnson, Bridget. I know Bridget jumped off. Pebblestone, Man, you guys really, really was up in here tonight. Listen, peace and love, you guys, man. Blessings. Um, John Wick, be safe out there in the shy, brother. Take care of you and your girl and the family, and I'll holler at you guys tomorrow, okay? Cassie Jones, blessings to you, okay? Talk to you guys tomorrow. Peace and love, and I'm out.